Hey, how's it going, folks? So I'm out here by the Pacific Ocean up here in Lopez Island. Been here for about 8 days, 9 days, leaving tomorrow morning. And it's been quite a time sleeping out in a tent, working on a farm. And it's been a lot of time outside. It's really nice to hear the water behind me. Considering going in, I went in a few days ago. It's quite cold, but yeah, um, my intention to come out here and work on farms and be in nature was to kind of get out of my comfort zone, growing up in the suburbs and then living in the city for 5 years, Chicago, feeling like I've never been in a rural life, or I feel pretty domesticated. So I've been on a de-domestication journey for the last 6 months or whatever, and it's been interesting. And in my learnings, my understandings of learning from nature, or sitting with nature, sitting in nature, and understanding the world through that, as apparently Yeshua Christ said, watch the flowers and learn how to live. As flowers, I believe, were the very first organism that ever sprung up, the first life that ever formed on earth. So flowers, water, trees, any type of nature, any type of plant or element of nature has its own teaching. Most of it is just stillness and acceptance, I find. Trees, flowers, cliffs, mountains, they're just still. They just are there, and they're not really trying to go anywhere. I mean, they grow and they move and they shift, and the wind moves them, some of them. But it's not about getting somewhere. It's just about being there, or whatever. I don't know whatever they're thinking, if they are thinking or not. But in witnessing flowers and trees, seeing how the wind moves them, they can move with the wind. Sometimes they'll snap off. I don't know if I've witnessed that many times, but it's quite beautiful to watch a flower rustle about in the wind, and to have a branch get blown by the wind and hear that beautiful sound, and to watch it as it sways and bobs with the wind. And also translating or comparing that to humans. We're always, primarily, I have been for a lot of my life, trying to get somewhere else and being practiced in doing something to get somewhere else, and thinking, buying into the illusion that, well, once I get there, then I'll be happy and I'll stop having to do all this stuff so much. But I'm not practiced in just being happy. I'm practiced in doing something to think that I need something else to be happy. So when we get to the place that we think we're supposed to be at to feel happy, we're not satisfied. I'm not satisfied because I'm practiced in doing, and I'm not practiced in just being content and happy with wherever I'm at. So that's something we can learn from the trees and the plants, is they seem to be perfectly content with being rooted in the exact place that they're in and not trying to get anywhere else. Because if they were, they would be doing that. So something I was considering, like a cliff, let's say, that deals with the water, that a big ocean wave will crash into it over and over and over and cause it to chip away or to change color or things like that. I don't think it has a problem with that. It's just there, it's just changing and morphing, and the water does what it does, and the cliff continues to hold the space. And thinking about humanity, if people are continuously shoving themselves at us or pushing our boundaries or what have you, usually something toxic can happen, or it can be lovingly addressed, having a healthy boundary set. But I think a lot of that kind of stuff, it just gets to a snapping point, which can also happen in nature, where the cliff starts to break off or what have you, of people then yelling or cursing or feeling justified and hurting others because they've been hurt so much themselves. Yeah. And there was another element of nature I wanted to address. I don't remember it. It's okay. It'll come back to me if it's meant to. But yeah, this is a little dock here. This is some cliffs back there. Yeah, it's a very pretty island. It's nice and relaxing here. Nice to get away. Yeah. It's been a lot of medicine here at this farm. This woman is very nice. She's very kind. She's big into Vipassana and homeopathy, and obviously knows a lot about farming and gardening and all that kind of stuff. And that was what I came out here to learn. That's been my intention, my vision for the last 6 months is to come out to the Pacific Northwest and learn about gardening. You know, dealing with weeds and flowers and watering them. And there's a plum tree there. I've been eating lots of plums and blackberries. And yeah, it's a cool thing to witness plants and nature and also animals, seeing how animals interact. So yeah, I think I'll leave it there. Some folks coming. Maybe I'll speak to them. Hope you enjoyed this. Got some value. Peace.